I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour, real ghost stories from real people.
She could actually see things, and that freaked her out.
The minute I turned off the light, she screamed. She was like, "Ow!" The following night, the same thing happened. The music continued playing, and then I felt hair like sweeping my left cheek up and down.
This is your host, Noel Boyd.
I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour, real ghost stories from real people.
She could actually see things, and that freaked her out.
The minute I turned off the light, she screamed. She was like, "Ow!" The following night, the same thing happened. The music continued playing, and then I felt hair like sweeping my left cheek up and down.
This is your host, Noel Boyd.
I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour, real ghost stories from real people.
She could actually see things, and that freaked her out.
The minute I turned off the light, she screamed. She was like, "Ow!" The following night, the same thing happened. The music continued playing, and then I felt hair like sweeping my left cheek up and down.
This is your host, Noel Boyd.
I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour, real ghost stories from real people.
She could actually see things, and that freaked her out.
The minute I turned off the light, she screamed. She was like, "Ow!" The following night, the same thing happened. The music continued playing, and then I felt hair like sweeping my left cheek up and down.
This is your host, Noel Boyd.
I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour, real ghost stories from real people.
She could actually see things, and that freaked her out.
The minute I turned off the light, she screamed. She was like, "Ow!" The following night, the same thing happened. The music continued playing, and then I felt hair like sweeping my left cheek up and down.
This is your host, Noel Boyd.
Is audio working now? All right, guys. So sorry for the technical difficulties. We've never done this before, right? It's the first time we're coming to you live from a studio, and it's pretty awesome stuff. Haunted Hour Live. My God.
So sorry, guys.
I'm gonna talk to you later about this.
Yeah, man.
That's Indra, by the way.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Yeah. So Indra's responsible for all the technical stuff.
Yeah, you can blame me, man. Blame me.
Oh man, he's been through so much stress. Early on, the internet didn't work, right? So then that delayed everything. We had to download stuff and all. And then after that, this lovely lady next to me, Risa Wong.
Yeah.
She's joining us today as our special guest.
Wow.
Yeah. The pressure is actually on her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pressure on her to perform.
Yeah, exactly.
Better give some good stories.
Yeah. Plus, she's an actress, so I
Yeah.
think she will pull through.
A talented
right?
one.
Thank you.
All right, guys. First and foremost, we need to give a shout out to our sponsor,
Yeah.
Get Alive Seafood.
Yeah,
Now they've got asari clams, they got Boston lobsters, they got mud crabs, they got tiger prawns, they even got like gong gong and stuff. Right, really, really nice stuff. They deliver on Saturdays, and I feel right, it's the perfect way to get your family together. You have to bear in mind that it's all raw seafood, so you have to cook the seafood yourself. But then seafood is just so easy to cook. It's fast to cook.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong unless you overcook your seafood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, if since now is December, a lot of people are on leave, and then you got your children at home.
Why not, right?
Yeah. Visit them. It's getaliveseafood.com. Yeah, and they deliver on Saturdays.
Nice.
Do you guys like seafood?
Oh, I love seafood lah, bro.
What's your favorite seafood?
My favorite seafood will still be oysters.
Fresh or cooked?
Cook lah.
Oh.
With sambal.
I never tried that.
Traditional.
Which tradition is this?
Malay lah. Malay. I mean, we Malay like to have fried food. All this fried sambal, very spicy.
Right.
Happy-go-lucky one lah. Confirm one.
Okay. What about you, Risa?
I'm quite selective with seafood actually, but I love good crab and lobster. Yeah.
Chili crab?
Salted egg crab.
Salted
You
egg
must
crab.
have the mantou.
Yes, the mantou is very, very important. Steamed or fried?
Fried.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if your family wants to order seafood, get it from them.
I know what it is.
Why not?
Getaliveseafood.com. Okay, so this app, it's live, right? So the second and fourth Fridays of the month, we are live. And then the first and the third Friday of the month, it's pre-recorded. So next week's app is pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Right? So today we're going to talk about the gift of seeing ghosts.
Wow.
But the question is it a curse or is it a gift? Right? So we're going to hear her story later on.
Why not?
But first we're going to go to terrifying trivia.
Oh, terrifying.
Do you have a photo of this
Yep.
doll that
Okay.
we'll talk about?
You want to give an intro while I show them the photo?
Sure. All right. This doll is called Robert the doll. And he, I think, right, is the most haunted doll in the world. Right? Forget Annabelle. Right? Because this doll has caused accidents, it's caused broken bones, and also lots of other bad stuff. Now, Robert is 116 years old, and he now lives in a museum in Florida. Now, before this, he was the property of Robert Eugene Otto. And Robert the doll was a childhood birthday gift from his grandfather, and the grandfather bought this doll in Germany. Now, Otto had an unhealthy relationship with his doll. He used to bring this doll everywhere, and he talked to this doll in the first person, right? Like as though this doll is human.
Alive.
Yeah. But then after that, strange things started to happen around the house. His parents would wake up in the middle of the night to find their son screaming, and then they would see furniture that's been overturned. And after this man passed away in 1974, the new owner of the house used to hear footsteps in the attic, and they used to hear like a child laughing and giggling, right? And she even said that this doll would move around the house on its own.
Wow.
And she actually didn't do anything about the doll for 20 years. And then 20 years passed by of hearing footsteps and having all this paranormal activity. She gave the doll to the museum. Now, since then, visitors from all over the world have flocked to this museum to take a good look at Robert. He has appeared on TV shows. He's had his aura photographed. He's even a stop on a ghost tour. And this doll has inspired a movie. Now, he gets 1 to 3 letters every day. But these letters aren't like your standard fan mail. It's actually letters of people begging for forgiveness. So when you're on a tour, right, and they bring you to see Robert, the guide will give you instructions, right, and you have to follow. It's very strict. The first one is you must greet and introduce yourself to Robert. So that's a bit strange.
Is that compulsory?
It's for your own good. Because they tell you if you don't do these things,
Yep.
then something bad is going to happen to you.
I see.
So that's the first one. The second one is that if you want to take a photo of Robert, you have to ask him for permission. So that's okay. You have to talk to this doll who's in this glass casing, and then you have to ask him for permission because you want to get that souvenir, right?
Yeah, correct.
And then the last one is that if you're going to leave the museum, you have to say goodbye to Robert.
Wow.
Now, people around the world that have obviously chosen not to believe with like whatever the tour guides have told them, have experienced terrible, terrible luck. According to some of the letters, I'm reading it here.
Okay, I'm showing the
visitors
letter now.
have been met with all kinds of misfortune, from getting burnt by hot water to missing their flights to even getting divorced. And of course, there have been road accidents as well.
Wow.
But then there are people that don't believe in the existence of ghosts. So I think these are the people that won't ask Robert for permission. They won't say hello to Robert. What would you guys do? If you go to this museum, would you talk to this doll?
I would follow all the instructions. I would not risk it at all.
Same here. What about you, Indra?
Being on the safe side, right? Likewise, same. I think we don't want to offend any of these living. I would say for some people they believe that this thing is living alive, right?
Yeah.
Why offend them, man? Why?
Yeah, exactly, right? It could be a demon in the doll.
Yeah.
It could be the owner's spirit that's in the doll. I don't know, man. But just looking at the photo of Robert, that freaks me out. I've never seen a doll like that before.
Exactly. Yeah. It is like quite surprising to see a doll that big. No, not really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it like a form like human size or just a small doll?
Yeah, because the sailor outfit that Robert is wearing, it used to belong to the owner. And then he outgrew the clothes, so he put on his clothes onto the doll.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I see.
It must have been, I mean, human-sized to some extent, like child-sized.
Yeah, child size.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, we're going to move on to another segment. This time, you guys watching on YouTube and Facebook, we want to know from you whether you think this is real or fake. We're going to show you a funeral that happened in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Right, I got this video months ago when we were in lockdown because of COVID. And I got this video and then I was obsessed. I watched this so many times. I don't know whether it's real or fake. Or if it's real, is it the person, the person's spirit, or is it something else?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to show it to you and then you decide and you let us know in the comments.
Well,
here we go.
Dalam kitab Yohanes, akulah kebangkitan dan hidup. Barang siapa percaya kepadaku, ia akan hidup walaupun ia sudah mati. Dan setiap orang yang hidup
so, but I mean, I don't know if it's the industrial area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then there's a temple there.
I think so nearby, but there's always people.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So sorry, man.
I think maybe this is paranormal linked because
Yeah, man.
you've done this before and
Hey.
there's been no issues, right?
I have to be honest. I think for those who know me, man, I've been doing my own page, right? I'm doing podcasting for quite some time now, for 6 months. For 6 months at least, I guess. I think this is the first time, First time, bro. First time we encounter this kind of, how to say, what kind of activity is this?
Paranormal. Yeah. I think it's a test.
I see.
You know, you want to achieve greatness,
Yeah.
then there will be obstacles that we must overcome. Yeah, that's what I think.
True.
Okay, so we did the real or fake video. We showed it to you.
Earlier.
And then we asked you, what do you think? Joseph Dakota says, hard to tell unless we were there. Kristen Olsen says, I think
Must
they
be Robert.
forgot to turn off the kipas angin. What's that? What's kipas angin?
By the way, you reading from Facebook comment or YouTube comment, bro?
Facebook.
Facebook. Oh, okay.
Okay, so what's kipas angin?
Kipas angin is a fan. It's a ceiling fan.
Got to be a grago.
Ayo.
I think they forgot to turn off the fan inside the coffin and the fellow's handkerchief blew a bit.
I think Sakina Nanu Omar
Yeah, that's an
mentioned
old friend
that
of mine.
it was just waving goodbye.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Rukia says maybe. Joseph also says that a corpse can move due to decomposition. Does not necessarily mean hantu paranormal for me. And then somebody say must be Robert. So what do you guys think? Y'all?
I don't know, man. It seems like too real to be true, man. Too real to be true.
Okay.
Like some more like it's being captured on camera.
Yeah.
Like the time like so perfect like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I
For
think
me-
a lot of times it's luck. You know, it's about being the right place, right time.
I don't want to like offend anyone or any entity, but I think it's not real lah.
Okay.
For me.
Okay,
At
Indra
least.
doesn't think it's real. Risa?
I'm conflicted because initially my first impression when I saw it was that, it looked like a hand. It looked like a white nail. But I also think that it's possible that it was a reflection. Maybe someone above was moving and the reflection was on the...
I see.
It was just caught nicely on the coffin.
Okay. But what if, right? What if whatever we saw in the video in the coffin wasn't the deceased? Maybe it was another entity that's in the coffin checking out
Maybe
the dead body.
maybe the grave next to it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or it could be a wandering spirit.
Possible.
Interesting theory there.
Yeah. That's how my brain works.
Wow. You are a paranormal investigator. Definitely you get to the core of it, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must. That's the nature.
That's your
of the
talent,
job.
man.
All right. So, like I said, there are people that believe in the existence of ghosts. Then there are those that don't. Right. And then there are those of us that see them. We can hear them and we can feel them. This lady next to me, Risa, she can see ghosts. Am I right?
Wow.
And then she's going to tell us more about this certain space that she has done rehearsals at. And I know there's somebody that left a comment earlier that is doing rehearsals at this exact space. So
I'm sorry,
it'll
man.
Probably
I'm so
freak
sorry.
her out. Yeah.
Is she ready to tell her story or not?
Are you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready anytime.
Okay, how about we go back, right? We go back a little. Tell us about your first experience at your grandmother's house when you were 13 years old.
Okay, so I was living in my grandma's house for about a year or so when my family house was undergoing renovation. And so this was an old HDB and it was pretty deep. So there was the balcony space, the dining room area, and the living room area.
Right.
So to get from my room to the toilet, which was in the kitchen, I'd have to walk past the dining room and I would see the living room on the right side. So it was just a random night I was going to the toilet. I don't think it was even very late. I was walking past and from the corner of my eye, I saw a figure sitting on the couch. And I was just like, oh my god. So I quickly went to toilet and I just dashed right back. I didn't look again because I was really too freaked out because that was the first time like in memory that I've ever seen something.
Right.
Yeah.
Who do you think it was?
Well, I told my mom about this later on. I don't remember when, but I did eventually. And she actually said that my grandfather, who I've never met because he passed before I was born, he used to sit there at that spot. Yeah,
Okay.
but I really have no idea who it could possibly have been. Yeah.
Right. Do you feel fear when you saw this entity?
Yes, I did. I don't think that it meant to scare me. It's just that I was shocked.
Right,
Yeah.
because you never really had an experience like that.
No,
Okay. And where's your grandmother's house located?
it's in Bedok South.
Bedok South. That's nearby to where we're at.
Yep.
Do you still go to this house?
No, I don't because they sold the house a long time ago.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
And you mentioned your mom, right? And you told your mom about these experiences, and your mom could relate to you.
Yeah, so as I grew older and I started to tell her about all these things that were happening, I found out that she actually experiences very similar things to me. My mom is able to also sense, perhaps when a space is unclean, and she has also had her own experiences with entities. Yeah.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. What kind of experiences has your mom encountered?
Well, there's this one story that it just really sticks in my memory. And for her, I think it's the only time that she's seen something so clearly. But this was during her time as a cabin crew. And she was in Rome. And a lot of the cabin crew had a habit of bunking with their friends because I think, they're just scared or it's just for fun. So she was bunking with a colleague, a very good friend of hers. And my mom would sleep with a rosary around her every night just to keep her safe. We're a Catholic family.
Okay.
And so that night, she was sleeping with the rosary and she saw a couple standing in front of the wardrobe in the hotel room. And I asked her what she did. She said, I was just so scared. I just put the cover over my head and just forgot. I didn't say anything about it. I just slept it off. And then the next day, my mom and her friend woke up and both their rosaries had broken.
Huh.
And so they kind of looked at each other, they were freaking out, and then they both realized that they saw the same thing.
Oh my.
And they didn't want to share with each other because they didn't want to freak each other out.
Yeah.
So they kind of looked at each other and were like, oh my gosh, we need to go to the Vatican and get a new set of rosaries and get them blessed.
I think that's the best place to get
Yeah.
your rosary at, right? After all, it is the holy city.
Ironically,
Yeah.
I mean,
Did she experience anything else that you like to share with us?
I think her other experiences are more of like fleeting moments where she says that, she can sense something, she thinks that she sees something. There was once on a family trip, and I also only realized this after the trip. It was a family trip to Milan, and we stayed in this very, very nice Airbnb. But the moment the host opened the bedroom doors, I just felt something. Like I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't fear. Maybe it was unease.
Yeah.
And that night, not that night. We stayed there a couple nights, but one of the nights we were there, I was in the bathroom alone. My sister was on the bed or something, and the mirror was foggy, hot water and stuff like that. And I thought I saw something in the reflection of the mirror, and I ran out of the.
What kind of reflection that you managed to?
I couldn't see it very clearly, but I'm pretty sure it was a figure.
Right.
But I just freaked out and I ran out of the toilet and I realized, okay, like my sense is not, it's kind of like verified that experience. Later on, I found out my mom had the exact same feeling. She was like, yeah, that place was not clean. Like it was definitely like something there.
Yeah. Okay, so um, I will share with you my experiences or how I feel after I hear from you. So, what happens, right, when you walk into a place, a building or a room that isn't clean? Like, how do you feel?
It's very strange to explain in words. I feel it's just a sense. Like you just have a feeling that something is different or that something is there.
Yeah.
I just can't put it in words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, like for me, when I walk into a room, right, that isn't clean, I immediately tense up and then I don't talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I think there's a million thoughts running through my head and then I don't feel safe in that place. And then sometimes only, my hair would stand, like, of course not here because I don't really have much hair on my head, but like on my arms. And so like my wife would know immediately that something is wrong. Yeah, it's just the look on my face. I don't have a poker face, right? So immediately she would know. What about you, bro? I mean, with the work that you do.
For me, I try to ignore lah. I mean, especially if I'm on vacation, holiday, I try not to focus so much on if there is lah. Like you feel that kind of the eerie feeling when you enter a place. I try to ignore.
Okay.
And try to be positive a bit. Try to be positive about it, and I try to make sure my other family members doesn't know what I'm feeling lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I try to
Okay.
put a like you cannot put a poker face, right?
Yeah.
For me, I can lie.
I can't lie, man. Like everybody would know something's wrong.
Sometimes I'll be with my friends and we're retelling stories or something, and my friend will be like, "Yeah, I've seen your face before." I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, I've seen it when you think you see something, right? I see it on your face, and I don't even realize. Sometimes when it's in the corner or somewhere off, and I just kind of react to it, not realizing that people are paying attention.
Yeah.
Paying
Yeah.
attention to you.
Yeah, but I think it's quite similar to me. I try not to think too much about it as well. Just try to let it play out and rationalize it to some extent.
See.
But since you have this gift to see, why have you not tried to communicate with them?
Two reasons.
Okay.
One is fear, and it's just I guess I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to provoke anyone by accident. But secondly, I guess because a lot of my experiences were very fleeting. I would see something, but a couple seconds later, it would be gone. So it's
Right.
not long enough for me to sustain a conversation, even if I wanted to.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you do have a chance to engage with them, right? What will be the first question that you'll be asking them? Where you from? What are your history?
I think I would just ask, "Are you okay?" I'm just curious.
Are you here?
about-
Are you here to harm me or
Yeah.
what? No, that's the first question, man. Definitely.
Yeah. I think if you practice this, and then you'll be able to have meaningful conversations with them, because I believe when you have this gift, it's so that you can help them in some way, because a lot of them are lost. Like they're just lost souls. They don't know where to go. The family could still be mourning their death. They could be missing the family because they've got a message to pass on. So maybe you could be that person.
Maybe, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Maybe
If you're
I'll
strong
try.
enough to hold that, man.
I don't know if I could sustain a conversation. Yeah.
But you don't know. You will never know until you give it a
Try.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I'm just stunned.
Okay. You mentioned in your email, right? And I found this very interesting, that you saw a ghost, right? But this ghost was a little boy. Can you tell us more about that?
So this was in the house that was undergoing renovation in my first story about my grandma's place.
Yeah.
So this house, I was just asleep one night, and I don't usually wake up in the middle of the night. It happens sometimes, but during that period of time, definitely not. So anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night. I opened my eyes and I saw a figure of a little boy standing next to my bed. And I remember just looking at him in like disbelief and just closing my eyes, saying a prayer, and just doing my best to fall asleep. I really had no idea. And then the next day, I contacted a friend who has quite a lot of experiences with this as well. And he just reassured me that, it's probably just a passing spirit and just let it be. Like, okay.
Okay. Have you ever seen this boy again?
I thought I did around school during the same period of time, but I really can't be sure about that because it's a completely different location as well, and it's just really hard to tell. But I thought I saw a boy running around my school for a good week or so.
Which school is this? NUS.
No, this is before NUS.
Which school is that?
She cannot say it out lah.
I don't know. It's in town.
Come on, man.
It's in Dhoby Ghaut.
Dhoby Ghaut. Okay,
Dhoby
it's not
Ghaut.
LaSalle. Which school is at Dhoby Ghaut? Why can't you mention the school?
I feel kind of bad. Okay, Osota.
I think it's a private school.
Sota, yes.
Oh, Sota. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you guys are ever around Sota, drop by 2MM, right? It's a really nice cafe. It's owned by MM2 Asia, right? Good place to have your meal and also drinks. Cheap plug there, cheap plug. Okay, so you saw this child ghost at Sota, and then you think it's the same ghost that you saw in your house.
I think it was possible.
You've seen ghosts everywhere because you saw a ghost at NUS as well.
Yes, but that one was very different because it wasn't in a humanoid form. I mean, it wasn't humanoid.
What do you mean not humanoid?
So I studied in NUS for 4 years. In my first 2 years, I stayed in a hostel in NUS.
Which block?
I feel really bad.
Say it, man.
Okay, it's Block E.
Block E.
Temasek Hall. Okay. Anyway,
Temasek Hall, okay.
So I stayed in 2 different blocks in my 2 years. That's why I kind of was able to draw a comparison between the two and my experiences there. In my first year, I was never really able to sleep properly.
Yeah.
Because I would just keep waking up in the middle of the night, and I just couldn't sleep well. There was one night in particular, I woke up and there was a very strong smell of soil in my room, and I have no idea why it would smell like soil because I was literally living on the top floor, like the highest point of the hall.
Right.
Yeah, because my hall was built on a hill. Yeah, so I have no idea why that happened. And then another night, I woke up and there was like a holographic entity beside my bed. And something in me prompted me to reach out for it. But as I was doing it halfway, I realized, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And I quickly dropped my head back, and I was like, okay, no, this is not happening. And I just like quickly said a prayer and tried to go back to sleep.
Right.
Yeah, but I was not a good year like living there. I don't think I rested well. Yeah.
Okay, but do you know the history of this hall by any chance?
No, I don't. I just know that the area was like quite active during the war, but besides that, I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Pasir Panjang.
Yeah.
There were back battles of Pasir Panjang, something
Correct,
like that.
yeah.
But besides that, no, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be linked.
Yeah, true.
And then let's talk about Pasir Ris. Do you mind?
Oh man.
Where you live now?
Yeah.
You read something on the Ghost Files Singapore Facebook page, right? And then you text me about it because you said that the area is quite eerie. Which part of Pasir Ris is it again? Don't give people like your block and all, but which area? It's near the pond, right?
Yes, it's near the fishing pond.
Yeah.
About 15-minute walk to the park. So yeah, there's an area in my cluster of blocks that has always seemed kind of eerie. It's always very, very dark. And then like last week, literally last week, I was on the bus listening to the podcast. And I listened to the episode. I was telling myself, should I listen to this episode? Because it's about Pasir Ris. It's a bit too close to home. I was like, no, I really want to know. So I listened to the episode, and your guest spoke about Pasir Ris Park. I was like, okay, yeah. I've heard multiple stories about Pasir Ris Park. And then she mentioned another story in the house. And then when she revealed where the house was, I was like, oh my gosh, it's really near mine. And then I was like thinking back, and I was like, yeah, that area is always very dark, and it's just not well lit at all. And I can totally imagine why it would be very eerie and why it would be really scary to live there, like to look out of your house and just to see like dark, because it's just forested, it's just grass and trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
Music
area has
continue
got,
playing.
there's something going on. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's got something to do with the previous village that was there. That's my feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit spooky because I used to go to that park a lot back in the day.
exercise.
Yes, it's exactly that. And then we have a lot of drinks and all. But yeah, I always found that area to be a little spooky. But don't worry, okay? Because you can see, then you would know if something is going to approach you.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so far, I haven't seen anything there. So all good for now.
Yes.
Mm.
Not until you go home today.
Just don't pass by that place.
I do every day, actually.
Oh man.
She has no choice. She's got to go home.
I just keep my eyes forward.
Okay, we saved the best for last. So
Yeah.
if you're an actor, you don't want to listen to this if you're afraid of ghosts, because Risa is going to share with us about her clearest encounter that happened not too long ago. And it so happens you were in rehearsal and then you looked up at a window and you saw something. So
Yeah.
please tell us about this.
Okay, so I was in a rehearsal space, and this space is kind of like a loft style. The office overlooks the main rehearsal space, and there's only one entrance to this entire office and one staircase leading to the main office. So I would definitely see people coming in and coming out. And at this point in time, the space was only filled with a couple of us who were rehearsing, and this was in the evening. I usually go to the space in the day, but for this particular period of time, I think our schedules were all clashing, so we had to have rehearsal at night. So we were rehearsing, and something prompted me to look up. I don't know what, but I just had the urge to look up, and when I looked up, I saw a very clear figure of an old man. For lack of a better description, this old man seemed like he was from like way back, like ancient times, because he looked like kind of a deity maybe. He had a very long beard. He looked like he was dressed in ancient like Chinese clothing. And so obviously I was just like, what? And then I looked up and I just stared at it for a few seconds and I looked away in shock. And this was like during rehearsal, like actively moving. And then I looked up again and he was gone.
Wow.
And I was very, very sure that there was no way it was a reflection because the other buildings are too far, for anything to be reflected on the glass.
Okay.
The glass is, it's see-through as well. I could see the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since then, when you step into this space, how do you feel?
Initially I was really quite scared. I was quite hesitant. But so far I've only been back in the day, and I kind of told myself I'm never going back there at night again. And I'm never there alone. So that's a good thing. Even though the last time I wasn't alone either, but I just
Yeah.
wouldn't go there alone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed you don't like to mention places. So I'm going to do it for you. Is it Aljunied? Am I right?
Yes.
Which part of Aljunied?
No. I think I can remember this. Something building. Agro building. I'm looking at you at the screen. Blink if it's right.
I'll do neither.
Yeah, so it's agro building, man.
She won't give away anything, bro. She won't give away anything. And
I just did. I did it for her.
wow.
I'm sorry to those who are listening and who
Is
work
it-
with me. I'm really sorry.
Is it an old building?
I don't know. That's the thing. It doesn't really seem like it's old, but maybe the area is.
Yeah.
Maybe
Aljunied
it was
is
renovated. Yeah.
Aljunied is a very old estate.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Have you had any other experiences since then?
Since then, I think a couple months later in my house, I did experience something. I was awoken in the middle of the night again by something touching me on my left rib. It was so clear that I thought my mom had come into my room to wake me up. I just kind of woke up and I looked around. I was like, there's no one here. My door is closed. And I was like really freaked out. I was like, okay, pray it away. And then just go back to sleep. Yeah, but ever since then, just kind of like fleeting things here and there. Sometimes I think I see something. The stories I've shared are those encounters that I'm very, very certain that I saw something. But sometimes it's just like passing by, walking around Pasir Ris, thinking I see something in the car park near the park. Things
Yeah.
like that, like from the corner of my eye. Yeah.
I think if you give this maybe a few more years, maybe a couple more years, you would not be afraid anymore. Because now, like, you're seeing them more often, right? And then you will come to realize that most of them won't harm you. And if you choose to focus on them, then they're going to become a lot more clear, right? So that's something that I did, right? I think all of us, those of us that have this gift, if we don't we don't practice it enough, and then it's just going to look like shadows and all. But then if you practice this gift and you keep on trying to spot them,
You
then,
finally gain control.
yeah, and then they become clear, and then sometimes they look like an average human being. Yeah. Sometimes they are translucent. I mean, that's speaking from experience. Yeah,
Yep.
but is this a gift that you would want to work on?
I think I am very, very curious, but I guess my curiosity stems from trying to understand exactly what is happening, exactly what I'm seeing. But I think I would have to think more about communication. Like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
about communication, but visually, I am quite interested, to see what else is out there in that sense, and whether what I'm seeing is actually what is in front of me, whether my mind is playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
Do you think there's this fine line of that separates between bravery and curiosity? I mean, some people are curious about it, trying to have a visual right in front of their eyes, but they are not brave enough to see it. Do you think there's a fine line between these two? And for you yourself,
I think so, and I think you need to. I think belief is a big thing. Like if you're a skeptic, you're never gonna. No matter what you see, you will come up with a reason to. You will reason it away, basically.
I see.
But if you believe that there are entities around us, and you see something, then you'll be able to explain it to yourself. And I think it's good to see it from two perspectives, where you rationalize it, but at the same time you accept that perhaps this is not something you can use so-called logic to explain away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's awesome that you have come on the show and shared with us your experience, because a lot of people are always afraid that somebody's going to judge them, or they don't want to come across as being different. Yeah, but I think you're very brave for sharing with us all your
kudos,
experiences.
man, kudos.
I think actually in the past I was really quite afraid of telling people, because I didn't want like exactly what you said, like people would just be like, "Are you lying?" or like,
Yeah.
"You're making it up for attention,"
Yeah.
or you're seeing, or they just dismiss you. But I think as time went by, I grew more confident, in the things I was seeing in myself as well. And recently, in the last like 2-3 years, I've been opening up to my friends about this and telling them a lot more about the things I see. And I guess it's something I just share with them, and something I've accepted.
Yeah. Cool stuff, right, bro?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Okay, let's talk about your work. Is there something that you want to plug? Like, because you're an actress, right? Yeah. Or anything you want to say, now's the time for you to do it.
Well, I just want to say hi, and I'm Risa, and I'm a theatre and film actor. Recently, I had the privilege of working with Noel's wife, actually. I worked with Gabby on a theatre show for an Esplanade program.
Yeah.
And that was really cool and really meaningful as well, because it was catered for audiences for kids with special needs. So that was really nice. Mainly, I've just been doing school theatre shows, hoping to do bigger theatre work and more film work next year as well. So, if there's anybody wants to connect, I'll be so happy to do that. Also, I would love to plug my sister. She actually just had a live stream at 9.
Wow.
But she's a musician. Her name is Renee, and she just released a new single called "Off My Mind." You want to check it out on Spotify or YouTube? I'm in the video.
Oh, nice.
Like 2-second
Nice.
cameo, but Rene is her name. My name is Risa. It's on the screen.
So it's what's the title of the song again?
Off My Mind.
Off My Mind.
Yeah.
Off my mind. I mean, get out from my mind, man.
No, man. I'm in your mind 24/7. I'm always texting him, calling him. Bro, can I call you now?
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. 3 a.m. in the morning. No problem, bro.
He said so. Okay. Let's go on to my wife, because Risa just spoke about my wife, and my wife has got a segment on the show called Paranormal Popcorn. Here we go.
Hey everyone, you're with Gabby, and today is another edition of Paranormal Popcorn. So I'm going to be talking about the movie Carrie. Now, those die-hard horror fans will know that Carrie has been remade not once, but twice. So the original was in 1976, all those years ago, and then it was remade in 2002 as well as 2013. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way back, right? I'm going to start from the most recent one and then go back to the what was personally my favorite, which was the original. So from what I read, Stephen King, who's the author of the original story of Carrie, right? He was not a fan of the most recent remake. He thought it was unnecessary. And can I just say, I agree. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I've always loved the original. But to be fair, I did like some things about the remake. So let's go into that. So Chloe Grace Moretz, of course, is a fantastic actress. I loved her in Kick-Ass and some other films that I can't remember now, but she was good. However, to play Carrie, you just need to have this sense of vulnerability that I think she just didn't have. And oh, by the way, if you don't know what's the story of Carrie, let me fill you in. Carrie is a 16-year-old teenage girl who doesn't really fit in at high school, and she's being bullied, and she has a, shall we say, religiously fanatical mother who doesn't make it any easier for her. And one day, Carrie discovers that she has telekinetic powers, and the rest is history, as they say. So I'll try not to spoil it too much for those who, for some reason, haven't watched this amazing film. But anyway, I won't. I will try not to give out any spoilers. So the amazing thing about the most recent remake is that Julianne Moore is in it, and I think most of you can say that she is a phenomenal actress. Anything that she's in, I think I would just be biased and be like, yeah, it's good because Julianne Moore's in it, right? I also like the fact that the recent remake included things like modern technology and social media and like camera phones and things like that, because I feel like it's a real fear as well, like cyberbullying. It's not just like a thing that we imagine or put in movies. It's a real problem in society. So I'm glad that they included that. I also like the fact that they tried to do a few different things with CGI, of course, because back in the day they didn't have that ability, right? So they had to be very creative and think out of the box. So CGI was not too shabby in the remake, I will say. So the second remake or the second Carrie movie, which was in 2002, I'll be very honest with you, I did not watch it because before today, I legitimately did not know that it existed. So I did a bit of research about it though, because I found out that the actress who played Carrie in that one, she was in another horror movie called May, M-A-Y. So if you're really like horror enthusiast, you'll probably know which film I'm talking about. And from what I saw, the trailers and the photos, she played Carrie to be very dark and brooding, and she's kind of like also very withdrawn, which is kind of what the character is meant to be. So if you have any thoughts about that film, we would love to hear it because I unfortunately didn't watch it. I think it was a kind of like straight to TV kind of release. It didn't even come out in the theaters, from what I read. So let's get to the original, which is my favorite. So I really love Sissy Spacek as an actress as well. I think since Carrie, she hasn't done a whole lot. I think the most recent thing she was in was The Help with Emma Stone. She played the mother of Bryce Dallas Howard's character, if I'm not wrong. I'm just going like from my own memory, so that one is just on me. She honestly I felt was meant to play Carrie, and from what I read in the trivia and the research of this movie, she was so dedicated to her role that she wanted to remain in character even when she was not on. I mean, even when she was not on camera, she was on set. She still wanted to be in character, so she did not socialize with anyone. She stayed in her trailer. She would hide behind corners. She's quite. I mean, I would imagine be quite creepy lah. But she did all that so that she would remain in character as Carrie. And in a scene that I don't want to give away as well, I'll just call it the bloody prom scene. She was so committed to continuity, right? That because they had to use fake blood, obviously. I mean, that one is not a spoiler, like, it's quite a given in a horror movie. She did not want to wash the fake blood off, so she slept in her bloody clothes for 3 days. Now, if that is not commitment to a character, I don't know what is, right? So hats off to Sissy Spacek, right, for that. I also found out that she agreed to be buried in another scene, which I also won't give away because that's quite pivotal to the story. And okay, yes, one thing about just going back to the second movie, which was in 2002, they did stay true to some details of the novel, which I think is also important when you're doing like a book from a book to a movie. They did keep this element of the outcome of Carrie's mother, which I also won't give away, but they kept true to the novel in that film. In the other two films, it's different outcome. And in a scene, oh, this one is going to like behind the scenes trivia, right? Like a fun fact. So there was a scene that involved knives. I won't say with who and what happened, but it involved knives. And they started off this scene with the knives in the person's body. right? So it started that way, knives in the body, and then they pulled them out with string, and after editing it, it would be shown in reverse in the final film, which I think is really interesting because, like we were talking about CGI, they obviously didn't have a lot of opportunities to play around with animation and special effects and all that, so they kind of did it the old-fashioned way. And personally, I feel that it was really effective, and I thought it was quite well done. So look out for that in the original. I do know that the most recent remake with Chloe Grace Moretz is on Netflix, so you can watch that. However, I highly recommend that you get your hands on the original somehow, some way. Maybe go and like buy a DVD or something, Blu-ray maybe, and watch the original because it's something else. Like it's one of those things that stays with you, and like even how many years later, I still think of that very iconic scene, and I won't ever forget it. I don't think. So this has been another edition of Paranormal Popcorn. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh, man, that's my wife, yo.
Yeah.
I hope she's watching. Oh, she's not too busy with Mali, right? She will be watching. So, hello, darling.
Yeah.
Thank you for having a segment on our show.
She seems very committed about it.
Oh yeah, man, and she loves movies.
Mm.
Yeah, she's so good at it, man. Her trivia and all. I think all this is just stored somewhere in the brain, like taking up a lot of space.
Man, women with their interest, man. Man, it would just excite them and would just push them further.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like I think us guys, most of us, not all, but most of us, we just don't care. And, yeah, like when I watch a movie or TV show, I don't bother finding out like the background, like what happened on set, unless it's something I'm really invested in. What about you?
I actually like reading the backstory for movies I'm very interested about. Like,
there you go.
You see, actors. I think this is what actors do.
I heard like some creepy stuff happened on horror movie sets.
Oh yeah,
it's so interesting to find out that they were marred by a lot of technical difficulties as well. So yeah,
just like the show,
just like tonight.
Yeah. Oh man, but we're gonna get better, lah. Right,
definitely.
And then it's not easy, to do a live show. Right, I know we've got. How long is the delay? 10 seconds?
Probably about 20 seconds.
20 seconds, okay.
20 seconds, yeah.
So here's the thing: we got a Q&A segment coming up, and we don't have any questions yet. So if you want, there are people watching on Facebook and also on YouTube right now. If you have a question, leave it in the comments, and then I will read it, or either one of them will read it, and then I will answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the meantime, what shall we talk about? Carrie, yes.
What do you think about the movie, man? Man, besides your wife have reviewed that.
Yeah.
Man, you personally.
Well, I didn't really like the remake. But here's the thing. I blogged about it. I used to be a blogger. I mean, I still have a blog. So I was paid to do a review. So my review was very nice. I had to say nice things. But now I would say no, I didn't like it. I think the original is so much better. Right? And it's not taking anything away from the actors from this one that's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Because they're all phenomenal. But I think it just wasn't good enough for me. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I have. I think I've watched both.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, there's actually 3 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. But all, with the same storyline. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the first 2. I thought the first 2, like the casting was like amazing. Yeah.
It's much more nostalgic, lah.
Yeah.
When you want to compare about the modern Carrie and the original one, it's different, lah.
Okay. Have you watched it?
The first one, no.
Okay. The most recent one?
The most recent one, I only watched the review.
Okay.
To be honest, man, I'm not going to lie here, but I think I just we're going to talk about this topic tonight.
Yeah.
So I actually went up to YouTube. Like they have, I think there's a lot of YouTuber bantering on the third movie. They always keep on saying the first one is better. The modern one they're trying to remake. I think they are trying to overdo all kind of horror visualization on that part. I think
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you do a remake, then obviously you might want to do. You would want to do it better if you're the director, right? Because no point, like, for you to follow like everything to be exactly the same, especially with the technology now. You got CGI and all, which they used it pretty well with the fire scenes and all, right? But I don't know, man. I think I like movies without CGI.
But this is based on a book, right?
Yes, correct.
Have you read the book before?
No, sir.
But usually, I think for some book readers, I think they prefer to read rather than to watch a movie. I mean, a horror theme. I mean, we talk about horror theme here. I think they prefer to read horror books.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but the problem with me is that I don't read enough. Yeah, I don't read enough.
How do you pass your exam, man, if you don't read enough?
Who says I did? I sucked in school, man. I just didn't like to read. And then, I didn't like being forced to do anything. So when the teachers tell me to read, I say, no, screw you, man. I'm not going to read. And this is me now. And I have a book, guys, if you want to purchase. It's on Shopee. Yeah, I think I put it on Shopee like a few weeks ago. So it's free shipping with Ninja Van. See, another cheap plug. Okay, we got a question.
Okay.
Two questions actually on Facebook. And Jessica Lim, if given a chance to get rid of this gift, will you agree to it? Why? I don't know. I used to want to get rid of this gift, and then now, I'm just so used to it. And I feel that it helps me be on guard. Like, I know that if I'm walking to a bad place, or most importantly, we just spoke about this a short while ago, that when I meet people that are up to no good, there are a lot of people that practice black magic, or they carry a lot of amulets around, and the energy, a lot of times it's very negative. And so I know that I have to distance myself from this person. Would you want to get rid of your gift?
I think it's a very difficult question to answer, but I really relate to what you said about having the privilege to sense and I think being able to see also ironically kind of takes away some of the fear in a way, because you can see what's there rather than just feeling or thinking that something might be there and fearing the possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case you are able to verify in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think no, I wouldn't get rid of it. I would live like I have been doing, live with it and experience it fully.
But if you live with it, man, you will live your life with fear.
As in with the gift?
No, yeah, I mean, seeing it, being fearful about it, how are you going to get by on day by day basis, man?
I think having already seen it before, I would be more scared if I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. For me, if it's a gift and if I can help others, right? In a way where you can help others in terms of trying to get rid of their ability to see it, or maybe the thing stuck in their body, right? Or this bad energy stuck in their life. If I have that gift, why not we help others? I mean, this is not something that I just want to say for the sake of saying, because I've seen a lot of our communities, they suffer from this gift, you see.
Right.
But if I'm able to see it, and then if I can help others, then that's a different story lah.
Yeah. And having this gift is also pretty cool, because I meet a lot of people, and then there are people that come up to me and they lie and they tell me, oh, they see ghosts, and then they point, oh, you see there's a ghost there. And then I look at that person and I look at that spot, I go like, you bloody idiot, who you trying to lie to, Yeah, because I would know, right? And I think another cool thing about this gift is that if you're ever looking for a house, or your friend is looking for a house, or a family member, you go with them and you step into this place, whether it's for rent or for sale, and then you immediately know, okay, no, this place is bad, or this place is good.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of my fears. Because now I feel pretty safe in my house, but just the thought of moving out eventually, I'm like, how do I ensure that I'm safe in my next house, And yeah, it's definitely something that crosses my mind a bit more than it should. But yeah, and I've felt things in my friends' houses as well, and so I totally get that. Yeah, like I've seen things, and I just don't say anything.
A quick question. I mean, you can sense all this energy from various house. How about this place? Man, you have to be honest, man. We are live right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I feel like part of me will rationalize it because I'm here for this purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the building does feel kind of old,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's possible history here.
Yeah. But what about like where we are now?
This room particularly.
Well, I thought I saw the light moving a bit, but I'm not sure it's my eyes. Yeah.
She's good. She's good.
Wait, really? I was gonna ask after this, after we went off, like whether it's me because from the corner of my eye there's a ring light. I keep seeing it move, but I don't know if it's just because it's very bright and I'm looking in different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Yes.
statement. Very fair statement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother us. But yeah, I think later we will accompany you down to your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
in case.
I mean that will be a good gesture from us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of people are just saying hello, hello, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
don't say hello, man.
Any more
Ask
question,
question.
guys? This one is not a question, but I'm just gonna read it because it's really good for my ego.
From Mark Tan. I read for you. I will read for you, bro.
Okay.
Mark Tan asks, I think Noel Boyd should be an actor. Handsome lah this fella. I thought so. Man, this is just how I feel about Noel. Seeing Noel, right? He looks like a Singapore Vin Diesel. What do you think, Risa?
It's the hair.
No,
It's the hair.
It's the face. Is the aura, the tough guy. Yeah, man.
You know, people say that to me a lot about Vin Diesel, and he's an actor I don't
There you go.
like. I don't like.
Oh, you don't like him?
I don't-
Alamak.
That's the reason why I never watched Fast and Furious. I never watched Triple X. Is it Triple X?
Yeah, Triple X, yeah.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
one. The first one.
Whether the first, second, or third, or fourth, I don't really
yeah,
care,
they
man.
have many,
It's Vin Diesel.
What about The Rock? Is that a fairer comparison?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Huh.
He wouldn't want to comment on that.
No. Jessica says maybe now many of them are listening or watching this live too. You never know. Maybe they're in this room. I know something that I don't want to say. CJ asks, is there any new apps coming on GFS? Miss you all. Paranormal wise, like for me to go out and ghost hunt, no, because it's really hard to get permits here in Singapore. Most places that we want to go to, it's owned by NParks, and they will never, ever give the permit that we need. And I don't want to get into trouble with the police anymore, you know. But if you are patient, next year in March, a new series is going to come out on Channel 5, and it's also going to be on Me Watch, and I'm in a few of them, right? So it's about the paranormal. So that's going to happen in March. Somebody deleted a message. I actually saw it. I think it's Zeko. He said something like, "Stop calling this a gift."
From YouTube or Facebook? Facebook comment.
On YouTube, but it's deleted. CJ says, "Can't wait." Okay, I need to read this one, okay? And I will tell you why. This guy, all right, earlier today before I left, I got an email notification. I've got this this page, right, that is for, you know, to raise funds. Is on gogetfunding.com. And this person, right, donated. And it's not a campaign that I've been promoting. And I have stopped promoting it because I thought nobody's interested. And then I got this beep on my phone, and then I checked, wow, this guy contributed money, and I was like, my God, you know, I got very emotional.
Wow.
Yeah. And he just asked something here in the comments. It's Chris Ho. Anyway, Chris, thank you so much, man. Orbs can only be seen through the camera lens. Did you guys see them while we're out doing the investigation? Yes. If you watch the Mount Vernon crematorium app that I did, and I remember we were where the furnace is where they cremate the bodies, and I said it on camera that I'm seeing a lot of orbs, and then the camera also captured orbs. So yeah, I mean, I think if you have this ability, then yeah, then you would be able to see orbs. Have you seen orbs before?
No.
maybe soon, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
What a good way to end the night, right?
This person, okay, so finally the comment is here. Zako
Zako
says, it's
says.
not a gift. A person who can see the supernatural are actually themselves possessed without knowing it. This is the truth. I don't know. I don't think I'm possessed.
I don't think I am.
I mean, when you talk about possess, I mean, you are in that realm where you have no control over your mind, body, and soul. I would say that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you are able to see, you are given that gift. You are able to see. Definitely, you have all controls of your 5 senses plus the 6th sense. Right.
Yeah.
Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
So I don't think so is possess. I think to elaborate further, I think possess is another different aspect where the gift itself is a how to say, it's something that you have acquired. You see, it's different, I guess.
Yeah, but you know,
what's your take on that, bro?
I really hope I'm not possessed. I mean, I've met so many monks and
possess.
and
Okay,
ustads
don't be
and-
possessive. Okay.
I'm not, man. I'm not. I'm only possessive of my child.
Yeah. Who won, man?
Yeah. No, I don't know, but I know I do know that everybody is entitled to their opinions, and you know it's cool. But thanks so much for leaving that comment.
How about Risa?
Zako?
Do you think?
I disagree, I guess.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're entitled to your opinion. If that's how you really feel, then okay.
Yeah.
But maybe it would help if you spoke to more people with this with these experiences and get a wider perspective. Maybe it'll change your mind.
True.
I think we got time for just 1 or 2 more questions.
Let's go.
Another one from CJ. Have we ever gone back to the places that we have done our ghost investigations before and experienced it again? I mean, I've been to Bukit Brown Cemetery way too many times. I'm so familiar with the place. And also, you know, other locations. But, you know, I did something with Asia1.com at Bukit Batok Nature Reserve. So the last few times, you know, a lot of paranormal activity. And then when we went back to do that segment, it was very quiet. Whatever we experienced before, whether you talk about Linda Chua, whatever, right? But that night or the next, I think I went there twice with them. Yeah, it was just very quiet. Okay. Yeah, so it really depends, man. A lot of times it depends on luck. Yes?
Nothing.
You're smiling. Yeah, a lot of times it really depends on luck. If you were to see an entity, chances are you may not see it again unless, you know, you're there at the exact same time. Yeah, it's all luck. Like, I've been doing this for 13 years. To get like something on camera, right? Oh, man. It's one of the most difficult things I've done.
True.
Yeah.
True. I mean, it's not just based on luck. I think it's based on your energy on that day, I guess.
Yeah.
If you feel you are ready to see this, I mean, it will appear, I guess. It will appear. I think it all boils down to how you feel on that day.
Yeah, if you're very negative, right? So then you're just going to attract a lot of bad things. You know, so I keep telling people this. If you're very negative, then a lot of bad things are going to happen to you. So I think maybe for now, like, I'm so positive now, right? I can go through like a lot of crap in a day, and then I still wake up the next day, I still want to fight. So I don't think I experience them as much now as I used to before. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I think we don't have any more questions, so that's fine. So we're gonna wrap up. Yes. Okay. In future, guys, if you want to ask a question or you want to support this show and our work, we are on Patreon. It's just $5 a month, right? Or yeah, it's just $5 a month, and really it goes a long way, because doing something like this, you know, it does cost money, right? And yeah, so if you want to support us, you know, go to Patreon and you can ask us questions. We're gonna take questions from Patreon from maybe not from next week, but the week after. And the t-shirts we're wearing, I don't know whether you can see. Okay, I'm gonna be this way. Yeah. our Haunted Hour t-shirts and also the GFS t-shirts. They are on the Ghost Files Singapore Facebook page. So yeah, you can get them there. It's printed in Singapore, so you're going to support a local business as well. And also you support GFS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, we're not live. We have a pre-recorded show, and it's with a good friend of mine. She's an actress as well. She's done stuff on Surya and Channel 5 and all.
Wow.
I think she's done stuff on Kin. Yes, she's a nurse on Kin. Do you watch Kin?
Kin, yes.
Okay, good for you.
I try to watch as much TV as I can. I mean, to be honest, I have not watched TV for a very long time. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, ever since I'm into social media, right, I try to watch TV shows, especially in Netflix. But Singapore, man, not that much. I try lah. I try my best.
Okay, so that's Nadia. She's gonna be on the pre-recorded show next
Nadia,
week.
okay.
Yeah. And follow us on our Facebook page, guys. We're gonna post contests or we'll do show updates. This is where you can watch the show other than YouTube. And also we're gonna continue being on Spotify, on Google Music, and also on Apple Music. Right? That's where you can catch the show. And also follow me on Instagram. My handle is Noel Boyd, NoelBoyd. And is your Instagram private?
No, it's not. You can follow me if you so feel like it.
Hey, don't say
Risa
like that.
and
Lah.
Wong.
People will follow you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. People will follow you.
All the Batangs are going to follow her. What's your handle?
It's Risa and Wong.
Yeah.
Simple. Her name is there, so you know what to search for. How about you, bro?
You can look up for me on Instagram, Seeker's Nest Media.
Yeah. Seeker's Nest Media is about mental health and what him and his wife are doing is just phenomenal. Okay, so if you can support their work, it'd be really cool. Okay. Sakina says congrats on your first show, and Joseph Dakota, awesome guy, man.
Thank you.
Australia. He says congrats on your first Haunted Hour live show. Well done. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. My name is Noel Boyd, and
Indra Sahib here.
yeah, and we'll catch you next week on the pre-recorded app.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I actually listen to it at work, and I don't dare to listen to it before I sleep.
Noel is the king of Singapore Paranormal.
You're listening to Haunted Hour.